So, have you ever felt so betrayed by someone you love? As in, the betrayal is hitting you inside your chest, but there's really nothing you can do about it. If you've been in that position before, then you can only imagine what Mercy Johnson was going through when her last daughter's first word was daddy instead of mommy. Yeah, she actually spoke and posted about it. She was like, look, can you imagine this young child? I'm going to deny you food for years because how dare you say daddy instead of mommy? I kept you in my womb for 9 months. I've been carrying you 247. Your father goes to work, comes back, sees you in the evening. But this is welcoming you to Unplug, brought to you by Every NG, where we give you everything you need to know on what is happening around you and outside the country. Now we give you everything on entertainment. I'm talking music, movies, your favorite reality TV stars. We're talking sports as well, national news, global news, and the whole 9 yards. And this is brought to you by Every NG, like I mentioned earlier. And my name is Judith. Now let's kick off with the stories. And first up is Nengi. Yes, Nengi has finally announced the launch of her shoe line and is actually set to be launched or relaunched in 4 days. Now, if you follow Nengi in the house, remember that she talked about having a shoe line, and she actually started this business before the BB Niger house, but then she had to put a stop on that just to re-strategize, do things differently. And now she's coming back with a bang. Now, she's been doing the countdown on her Twitter, and she cannot even be more excited. Like, she did a whole relaunch package, everything. We can't wait to see what Shoes by Flora is bringing for us in 4 days. Now, moving on from that, let's talk about Kidwire, who has announced, subtly though, that there is a Hollywood feature for him in the works. Now, Kidwire didn't even make noise about this one, surprisingly, but it was during one of his question and answer session with his fans, and the person asked him, Kidwire, are you not going to consider movies? Are you not going to consider acting? And he's like, well, my manager, and he tagged his manager, his American manager, is actually working on something in Hollywood for me. I've gotten the script already. I'm like, oh! Wow! I mean, we've seen Davido in his Nollywood feature, and then now Kidwire is following suit. So this is a really good thing for Nigerian entertainers. We are going international, we're going global. I cannot wait to see what Kidwire is going to deliver with this movie. Now, talking about going international, I'm talking about BB Niger stars. Now, Lucy, remember that she had her first hosting gig when she turned 30, but that's not even it. Lucy's dating experience is something that should be talked about internationally. Why? Because she shared something really scary. It was funny when she shared it, but I can imagine at the time that it was really scary for her. So according to Lucy, she went on a date with this guy. Everybody's having fun, we're eating, we're chilling, and we are in the car home, riding, and next thing, another driver hits the guy's car, and guess what he did? He pulled out a machete and chased after this driver. Lucy was like, I froze. When something is so shocking that you would just be like, where did this come from? Why are you carrying a weapon in your car? And then she was like, that was the last time she saw the guy. But then she was also sharing more of what she experienced dating in Abuja. Apparently, these things happened in Abuja. And she said that this other guy wanted to beat somebody that was like his father's mate. I'm like, Lucy, you've seen it though. You've seen it all, because even her fans were like, baby girl, how far? What kind of men are you meeting? Where are you meeting these people? So another BB Niger housemate has been going, on international trips, and I'm talking about Tatcha. Yes, Natasha Akide. Now, first off, she started off with Kenya, and do you know the funny thing about these trips? When she posted her Kenya trip, she was like, I don't wash my hand come up for Nigeria, or if people see me in Nigeria again, flog me. So I've gotten my cane, and I hope you have yours too, because next time I see Tatcha in Lagos, I'm like, sis, come for your spanking. Come for your lashing, because they said we should flog you, right? But she seems to be having so much fun. She has moved from Kenya, she's now in South Africa, and only God knows where next she's going to, but she's having the time of her life. Now let's move on from reality TV stars to music stars and other stars in entertainment, and we're starting off with Harry's song. Now, the singer just tied the knot with his girlfriend some weeks back, and it seems like he's in that mood, he's grooving, his spirits are high, because in a recent interview, he promised Nigerians that he will be bringing home a Grammy. Now, last time we saw somebody promise us a Grammy and did not bring it home was with Nice, and that was some 10 years ago. So Harrison, what are we expecting in the next 10 years? Is it 2? Is it 5? Give us a timeline, please, so that we'll be stalking you. Everybody seems to have, high hopes for the Grammys, and we are wishing them the best of luck. But people are like, Bro, I'm not so sure about that, but I mean, let's see what happens. Anything is possible, isn't it? Now, talking about music stars, Bad Boy Teams has graduated from the university with a computer engineering degree. Now, if you don't know who Bad Boy Teams is, then did you watch the Headies at all? Because he won an award and he is the brain behind the song Michael Jackson. Yes, that is Bad Boy Teams. He has gotten himself a degree, so you can't tell him nothing. Moving on from Bad Boy Teams, let's talk about Burna Boy. And trust me, this one is not about the Grammy. It's not an award. This is actually something scandalous. I mean, for the music scene, right? So people have been dragging Burna Boy left, right, and center for buying YouTube views. Let me give you this gist. So according to his diehard fans, they watched his video Monsters They Made some 24 hours ago, and before they knew what was going on, like someone said, even after 30 minutes, they saw a whole 500,000 views added to the video, no added dislike, no added like, so something was fishy. And trust Nigerians on Twitter to go off. You were just, as in, you see comments, someone called him the Anini of YouTube. Now, if you don't know who Anini is, he is an infamous criminal who, I mean, it was a whole lot for Anini at the time when the Nigerian police and security officials were going after him. So someone actually compared Burna Boy to an infamous criminal, Anini. Someone told him that, bro, you have a Grammy, you don't need to do all this, you don't need to buy all these views and do all these extra things. I mean, do you think Burna Boy bought those views, or do you think that it's possible, seeing that he's a Grammy winner and he makes good songs, that 500,000 people viewed his video in less than 1 hour? Let me know what you think on that in the comment section, of course. Now let's move on from Burna Boy to Tonto DK. Now, Tonto DK's story is one that has been in the news for about 4 days now, and this is concerning her UN Nobel Ambassadorial Award. So last week, the actress was so happy. She announced that she had gotten a UN award, and she posted it on Instagram. People were happy for her. However, another Instagram user came out to say that it's very possible that this award is fake, and then, they brought out details, they brought out their own proof and evidence. And for a while, Tonto DK didn't really say much about it. She just kept mum. She was like, whatever wants to happen should happen. But over the weekend, she posted a lengthy video of her award announcement from the UN, and she actually posted that the video was really long, and then she captioned it, "When I told God to give me blessings that would shock people, he really listened to me. I mean, people can't believe that I got this award, but I really got it." So that was Tonto bringing her own evidence. Since you guys are saying what I got is fake, look, this is it. I made videos, authorities and media houses covered it, so how can you say that this is fake? Okay, let's move on from that to two popular cross-dressers in Nigeria, James Brown and Bobrisky. Now, these two are at it again. They've been on each other's necks for months. And, in an interview just 2 days ago, James Brown said that Bobrisky is the queen mother of cockroaches. Now, how this came about was because, the interviewer asked Bobrisky, "So how do you feel about Bobrisky?" Asked James Brown, "I beg your pardon. How do you feel about Bobrisky being the queen mother?" And James Brown was like, "Queen mother of who?" "She's the queen mother of cockroaches," stuff like that. And she even said that Bobrisky should be scared of her. I don't know what's going on with these two, because if you remember, they started off on a good foot, and next thing, things have spiraled out of control. They're fighting here and there. What's going on, guys? Now let's move on from that to some sad news in Nollywood, and this is pertaining a veteran actor, Bruno Iwa, who passed on in the early hours of Saturday. According to reports, he died from complications of diabetes, which led to him being blind. Now, you remember in 2015, he actually let out a public outcry saying that people should help him because he was suffering from diabetes and it was affecting his eyesight. Now, people actually pulled funds together for him. They crowdfunded for him, sent him to the US to get treatment, but unfortunately on Saturday we lost the actor. Our thoughts and our prayers are with his friends and family at this time. Now, moving on from that, still on this scene of people being ill and asking for help, there's a whole lot that is going on with popular internet comedian Ada Jesus and Prophet Odumeje, also including another veteran actress, Rita Edochie. Now, if you recall, we reported that Ada Jesus was suffering from a kidney disease and she had been battling it for a while. Now, it looks like she felt she offended somebody, which made her go to Prophet Odumeje to ask for forgiveness. Now, a little backstory to this. Ada Jesus had said on her platform that Prophet Odumeje was a fake prophet, and even alleged that Rita Edochie asked her to bring people to get, for fake miracles, just so that the church looks like it's thriving. Now that she's ill, she decided to go and ask these people for forgiveness, thinking maybe this is why all these things are happening to me. But the prophet insisted that she would remain ill. He actually even continued laying curses on her, according to the videos that made rounds. And the actress herself was very reluctant. She did not want to forgive the girl at first. She kept on saying, look, I tried to help you, because she actually has history with this Instagram comedian. She had been with the girl before, helped her in her own motherly way. Now, she said that this girl came and backstabbed her, and she was not going to forgive her under any circumstance. But after, pleas and people begging and calling her, she made another video saying that she had forgiven the girl with all her heart, and she had let go of all the hurt that the girl had caused her. However, the prophet is still insisting that the young lady will not be forgiven on his part. Now, Ada Jesus also went to so many other people that she had offended. It wasn't just these two. She went to a marine native doctor and said that she was sorry, and that one also forgave her. Well, seems like Professor Odumeje is the only one who is insisting on not forgiving her, but we'll definitely give you updates on this story as things unfold. Now, let's still on the prophetic scene. We have something from a story that we had been following for years, and eventually something happened last year. Now, Prophet Israel Oladele was in prison sometime around November last year. He was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment on 2 counts of fraud and illegally, attaining money from somebody. Now, this story backdates to 2007, according to the reports that were given. And of course, the person who complained was a lady who is based in the UK. Her name is Mrs. Olaide Williams Uni. Now, she said that from 2007, this prophet had defrauded her. He had taken her money, and she mentioned some outrageous sums, and she made complaints and complaints. And while the court case had been following the issue for years, last year he was imprisoned. But thankfully, he had been released on the reports that this lady was actually just trying to get her own pound of flesh back after their love story went sour. Now, let me give you the breakdown of this. Now, according to what the reports, this man had been involved with the lady for years, from 2005. The lady saw him as somebody who would help her. He prayed for her, and she started, asking him for making love advances, and they got together, according to the reports. Now, this lady who was in the UK at the time helped him financially, did so much for him. But then upon finding out that the lady did not legally separate from her husband abroad, he got upset. He went his separate way. Everybody moved on, and it looked like everything was okay until the lady started making claims, more claims, and, reporting him, saying that, look, young man, you have to give me my money. I wasn't even involved with you romantically. You defrauded me and all whatnot. But thankfully, these reports have come out, and the young man has been released from his jail sentence. And people are just like, oh my God. So this is how this man had been falsely jailed for something that wasn't even a crime. Like, this was a romantic story or a love story that went wrong, and this lady decided to go this route. Wow. Well, thankfully, he has been released. His church members couldn't be any happier. Okay, now moving on to some national news. This one has been on the lips of Nigerians since this morning began, and it is concerning the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami. Now, the US government had put out a terror watch list, and the minister's name was in that list. And people are like, oh my God, what is going on here? Now, according to the reports, he has links to the Boko Haram and the Al-Qaeda group, and this is just a whole lot for Nigerians to process right now, of course. Okay, now, according to the reports and the follow-up, the federal government has reacted saying that this is a lie, but people cannot stop talking about it. They're like, okay, so where is the US getting this information from? If you're saying it's a lie, then how come they are tying this man to Boko Haram and Al-Qaeda? And then, people were also bringing up videos that he had made in the past and how he was, somehow in lieu and related to the former Boko Haram leader, Mohammed Yusuf. Now, I don't know what to make of this, but like I said, the federal government has come out to say that these reports are false, but Nigerians are not even having it. Let me know what you think on this story in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Okay, let's move on from Issa Pantami to other national issues, and this one is concerning the 774,000 special public workers who were recruited last year by the government, who now they've gone on protest. Now, the thing is, last year the government put out this notice like we need 774,000 artisans specifically to work, and how they picked was 1,000 people from the 774 local government area, just so that there's equality, in the picking. Now, these people have been working for about 3 months, and now they have protested that, look, this thing was commissioned on the 5th of January, and from the 5th of January to now, we have not been paid a dime. Now, the federal government promised to pay these people 20,000 naira as their stipends, and they are going on Twitter, they are just like, okay, what's going on? We've not gotten the 20,000 naira for the first month, and this is 3 months down the line, nothing is happening. Now, Festus Keyamo, who led a panel, has said that the president actually signed that these people's stipends should be sent off from the 20th of March, but still 22 days down the line, nothing is happening, and they are getting really agitated. They are no longer patient. They've got families to feed, they've got things to do, and this money is not coming forth. So of course they are going on protest, they are attacking anybody who they feel needs to be attacked on this situation. Okay, now let's move on from that to other news and things happening on the global scene, and we will start off with Prince Harry flying into the UK for the burial of his grandfather without Meghan Markle. Now, there were reports that, Meghan Markle wouldn't be coming in for whatever reason, and it looks like those reports have been confirmed because the prince flew in alone without Meghan Markle. Other reports are also saying that, look, Meghan is too pregnant to fly, she cannot, take that kind of trip at this time, but other people are like, is that really the reason? Well, who knows what is happening with the royals. Now, moving on from that, we also have some sad news on the international scene, and this one is concerning South African rapper AKA. Now, AKA's girlfriend allegedly committed suicide yesterday after she fell from a 10-floor building in Cape Town. So nobody has any proper details as to what exactly happened, but the police are carrying out their investigations on Nelly Tembe's death, and according to reports, AKA is inconsolable. Our thoughts and our prayers are with the rapper and his girlfriend's family at this time. Now to some sports news. West Ham United won 3-2 against Leicester City, and for West Ham now, Jesse Lingard was the one who scored 2 of their goals, and he's slowly redeeming his image, and people are really happy, especially his fans, regarding how well he has been performing for the season. While for Leicester City, Kelechi Iheanacho scored the 2 goals that got them to the point where they are. So that's it on sports. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Unplug, and until next time, this is brought to you by Every NG, and my name is Judith. Bye.